All right. Hey, everybody. Spydeco64 back here once again with yet another NASCAR 1/64 scale diecast review. And we are here today to have a look at a car from NASCAR Authentics, Winner Circle Wave number 1 of 2024. And here today, we are here to have a look at Ross Chastain's number 1 Worldwide Express Phoenix Race Win version. All right, so, so this was one of the few cars that I especially really wanted to get from this wave. And unfortunately, this has been a bit of a hard wave to sort of find for me. Everybody else has been finding them except for me. That's just the way it is, I guess, sometimes. But yeah, so I was able to snag this on eBay for a bit of a decent price. I mean, I won't say it because I know people are going to be like, tell me, why'd you pay that much for it? But anyways, though. So yes, this is the Phoenix Race Win from last year. And of course, it's very appropriate considering that, well, of course, this has almost been, what, about a year since this happened. They don't have the date on the back. So, of course, tomorrow is the Martinsville Cup race, of course, and all that sort of stuff. And, well, of course, as you can see right here, we're here to have a look at this Ross Chastain diecast. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and have a quick look here at the box. Of course, you got Authentics, Winner Circle number 1, Ross Chastain. Now, one thing though that I gotta really say is that you notice how in the Worldwide Express, how the design has arrows going forward and all that sort of stuff. That's apparent on the box. So I didn't really notice that, but that is a really cool detail. Gotta say. So here's the look at the back of the box. Of course, you can see here's the rest of the wave. Now, I pretty much almost have all these cars, except for I did skip out on the Denny Bristol night win. And then I also skipped on the Larson Vegas win. But almost all these cars I have either in the Gold Series or because of the Authentics. I do have the Ross Chastain and the Cole Custer Phoenix win. The Busher win, though, I'm still looking for that, but I think maybe I can find that at a later date, I feel like. So, there you go, and same crap on the other side as usual. So, without further ado, let's just go ahead and have a open and have a look-see here at this diecast, because it's probably going to be the few only times that I'll take this car out of its box and all that sort of stuff, because this is a Ross Chastain diecast, and I am going to keep it in this box. So we are going to put this away for now. And now let's have a look at the diecast itself here. So this right here was Ross Chastain's, we'll put the card right here on the side. So this right here was Ross Chastain's 4th career win of his NASCAR Cup Series career. And he did something that hasn't been done in nearly almost 10 years. And that is, he won the final race of the season, and he wasn't a part of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. He wasn't competing for a championship, which in retrospect, of course, the prior year, he was a part of the championship hunt. And you kind of have to think to yourself, well, shit, if Ross would have had this car that prior year, he probably could have beaten Joey Logano. But then again, I mean, Joey Logano is just, well, great. Pretty much, like, for only one race a year. He's probably going to do the same thing this weekend, so that's going to be a stinker. Yeah. So anyways, though, looking at the car itself. Now, we have already taken a look at this car already before in the past. Of course, this is the same paint scheme he won Nashville in. And, of course, up to this point, this was, of course, didn't win in a year. And, of course, he just recently won Kansas not that long ago. So we're going to do some comparisons between this version and the Worldwide and the Nashville one. So there you go. We'll do some comparisons. But really, though, overall, as far as I can tell, this is a fairly clean race win. This isn't one of those race wins where he had to beat and bang. Well, he did have to race Blaney pretty hard, and Blaney almost lost the championship because of racing against Ross Chastain and stuff, but whatever. Though a lot of people won't really remember that since he won the championship anyway. So let's go ahead and have a look at the sponsors. Of course, you can see it says Chevy and Chastain. Wow, look at that. That is covering the whole entire thing. Is that on the actual car? Holy shit, that looks kind of goofy, honestly. All right, so then you got WWE X Racing right there, WWEXRacing.com. That's not a WWE thing. Had to sort of get that out of my mind. Of course, you can see here we have the Chevy front nose. Of course, you have, of course, this mold will be coming back for one more year, at least one more year. You got number 1, Trackhouse ZL1 Sunoco again. Goodyear, the Goodyear Eagle tires with the 75th anniversary logo right there. That was apparent on all the cars this for Phoenix. NASCAR Cup Series, 75th anniversary logo. Of course, you got the number 1 with that gold trim, or the foil trim. Ross Chastain, the winner's sticker from Nashville Simeons. BeAMoose.org, Chevy Moose Advent Health, Worldwide Express, Shipping Logistics Supercharged Jockey, Advent Health, and Kubota. Very excited to get the Kubota win. That's a sponsor that I've been kind of wanting to see him win in a while. Number 1, Worldwide Express, Chastain. Of course, they got the other sponsors here, or the other logos. I don't know what those are. Probably some Worldwide Express thing. Anyways, I got the same thing on the other. You got Worldwide Express Racing, Shipping Logistics, Camaro ZL1, Quaker State, number 1. Same thing on the other side, and all that sort of stuff. And, of course, I still have this car on the base. So now, let's get into the race win damage. Now, as you can see, this isn't really, again, it's not that, like, race win damage heavy, but there are some details, though, that are worth pointing out. So, of course, you can see here, you have this big old thing right here. This is because, well, as we all know, Phoenix, they pretty much race. The race starts in the late afternoon and almost ends ends when the sun goes down. So, of course, you can see that's a big old windscreen. So the driver so the driver can have some visibility. Of course, you got some dirt and grime right here. Front end isn't really all that dirty. And then on the other side, there is some damage right here, but not that much. Of course, you got the rivets on the back. And on the back, you can see there's some contact right there, probably from Brian Blaney, most likely. And then on this other side, of course, you can see there is some more, like, like not much at all. Again, just pretty clean race win, all things kind of considered. So here's the comparison that, of course, I think is really interesting, and that is to compare this side by side next to the Nashville win. Now, of course, as you can see, one is on the base and then one is not on the other. But, of course, you can see here, you have the confetti and stuff right there. And then, of course, you could, of course, then see, yeah, there's just more confetti. And for the most part, I mean, it really looks the same, just other than the confetti that's just there. Yeah, it looks, actually, as you can see, the thing looks fairly, the thing looks kind of fairly, I don't know, I think the stickers, the taillights are done differently, so, yeah, so 2 of Ross Chastain's wins from last year on the Worldwide Express paint scheme. So let's kind of go ahead and have a look at the winner stat card. So, of course, you can see here, it's November 5th of 2023, of course, as you can see. So, yeah, almost about a year. I think it's, the November 2nd. It's almost about a year. Then on the back, of course, you can see, let's just kind of read out the stats here. Time of race, 2 hours, 52 minutes, and 1 second. Starting position was 8th. And then total laps, 312. Number of cautions, 4 for 27 laps. Wow. Laps led by winner, 156 laps. Margin of victory, 1.230 seconds. And, of course, you can see there's Ross, of course, carrying the Busch Light and all the rest of the Trackhouse team members down there. So, there you go. That is pretty much going to be it for this, Ross Chastain win. Of course, this, again, this isn't going to be really the most exciting race win. And I can kind of see maybe why some people would maybe skip out on this car, only just because, there's really nothing else really to mention. And it is really also important to mention, I don't think I've mentioned this already before, but this car did get canceled in the Gold Series, so that's kind of sort of why. And at the same time, it's like, I feel like that Lionel had to make a Phoenix race win, only just because, Blaney didn't win the race, so, shit. Guess we got to make Ross Chastain's race win version. So, actually, let's just remove that. This is basically the final shot for the thumbnail. So, I hope all of you enjoyed this diecast review, and it is very important to mention that it's probably going to be the last one for quite a little bit of some time. However, though, maybe possibly in the next few coming weeks, we'll have another video out. Hopefully, it's the truck video, because I did show this in the community post, but we did acquire Lane Riggs. I swear that's Lane Riggs. That's not, what's his name? Zane Smith. Speaking of which, of course, a lot of Smiths in NASCAR. And, of course, one was the eventual loser for today's Xfinity race. Of course, I'll do a little community post about that in a moment. But thank you all so much for watching. And we will see all of you in the next video. See you all later.